I was fishing for a ride, not even bothering to look over my shoulder to see if anyone was stopping, when I heard a horn honk. I turned around to see a small pickup stopped a little way up the ramp. I gathered my gear and hustled up the ramp to my destiny on the highway to hell. I have to be honest here, I don't remember the name of the guy who picked me up, but I sure remember his truck. It was a little Toyota painted canary yellow with a black shell on the back. It had badass tires and chrome rims with hot custom flames painted on the hood and fenders. Those were all the rage in Southern California at the time. I knew a few dudes who owned similar trucks, but this one was my fantasy truck. The driver met me at the back and opened the rear half-glass door. I tossed my gear over the tailgate into a carpeted interior. I could see it was completely tricked out inside, with the entire bed, floors, walls, and ceiling covered in gold shag carpet. There was even a wine glass rack on the ceiling and a small bed. In a million years, I would never even dream of being able to own such a fine machine. I walked around and hopped into the passenger seat, and away we went with the windows down, the rock and roll blasting, and the wind blowing through our hair. In Phoenix, we caught Interstate 17 north, heading to Flagstaff, where we would pick up Interstate 40 eastbound. A few hours later, we stopped at a rest area on I-40 for a break. While we were resting there, the dude asked me if I had a driver license. I said yes. Well, it was true. I had a valid Kansas driver license. I'll be happy to drive, I assured him. I slipped into the driver's seat after he gave me some instructions, which went something like, stay on I-40, wake me up when we get to Amarillo. But I think all I heard him say was blah, 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 something, something, something. Then the dude crawled into the back to get some sleep. As a child, I'd traveled all my life with my parents. My brothers and I were stealing their car and driving it around every chance we got, but driving cross-country was another matter altogether. We did make it to Amarillo, but we would be late. And when we got there, we would not be in the cool little canary yellow truck. We would arrive in separate white ambulances with sirens wailing and red lights flashing. The morning was coming, and as dawn began to yawn and the headlights lost their purpose, I realized I was almost to Amarillo. The dude was still asleep, and I thought it would be a good time to slip in a cassette tape. It was not. I looked up from the cassette tape I was about to insert into the tape deck, only to see that we were flying off the road into the mean green median at about 70 miles an hour. The truck plunged down the grassy bank. In that instant, I looked into the rearview mirror, right into the horrified eyes of the dude in the back who had just set up. We locked eyes for a split second, and then, and this is no shit, what happened next was just like something from the fucking movies. I cranked the wheel hard right to bring the truck back up to the road. Way too hard, as it turned out. I felt the truck turning over onto the driver's side. It started its first death roll, and in that instant I saw everything that was about to happen to me. As the truck rolled, crashed, and bounced, it flew, spinning over in midair, and at some point it actually achieved zero gravity for just a moment. In that split second, I saw, in slow motion tunnel vision, everything that was loose in the truck floating around me. Then, just like in the movies, my life flashed before my eyes, ending with the scene where I jumped out of my father's van back in Baldwin Park and had taken off running. The truck crashed back to earth in a cacophony of sight and sound. The churning black earth and green grass rained down like confetti to the sound of breaking glass and crunching metal, with a backbeat of crashing thunder, interrupted only by a nanosecond of pure golden silence while the truck rolled over again in midair. Then it crashed down and rolled again. Like a runner sliding into home plate, it slid through the median, digging a deep furrow before it caught and flipped one more time, ending with a flourish and a final solid half-twist onto its back. I blacked out. When I came to, I was lying on my stomach, sandwiched between the roof and the seats, with my skinny legs, in their baby blue bell-bottom jeans, sticking through where the little glass sliding window used to be, and I could hear a tire squeaking as it spun to a stop. I could smell gasoline and burnt rubber and fresh earth. At the end of my outstretched fingers, amongst the glass and paperwork and other personal items, I saw a $5 bill. I wrapped my hand around it and passed out again.